in this massive dress. I was trying to find a ball gown and I could not find a ball gown, but this is the nearest I got to it. Look, this big, it's a weird shape. I'm not sure, it's sort of dropped. I found it in my mother's cupboard in the back room, and it probably hasn't been washed for like 80 years or something. I don't know who wore it last or why. It's very strangely shaped. It's quite pretty on the bottom. Don't know whether it's handmade or what. All I know is there is a dress on me. I don't often wear a dress, so think yourself very lucky indeed that I'm wearing a dress to be all dressed up for this, the penultimate show in my run of Edinburgh shows, live from Wales. Yes, it's almost an oxymoron been cancelling itself out. And it is an enigma, I think you'll find. Thank you very much. I think it is an amazing dress. It fitted me. I have seen it before in previous trips to my parents' house. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting dress. I wonder if that would fit me. Apparently, it just about does. I was like, yes, it does up at the back and everything, which surprised me. It does look very glam, doesn't it, Monica? Is that Monica? Oh, it's Michelle. Sorry, I couldn't see what's happening from here. I was like, it's Michelle. I've got two female subscribers that always tune in, and Michelle, you are one of them. Monica is the other one, and it's an M, and all I could see from that distance away is M. Hello, Michelle. My lovely Michelle, my best friend from way back when. So glamorous, but I don't know what I'm doing. As usual, don't know what I'm doing, but thank you for tuning in. It is early, so I'm just going to sort of talk to you. It's a sort of intimate thing. Yeah, so I know that I've only got 2 subscribers because I looked at my subscriber list and everything and who tunes into these normally, and it said I only got usually about 7 people subscribing. It says that my entire audience until 3 days ago was 100% male between 34 and 55, and I'm like, that can't be true because I've talked to people and the people that I'm talking to are not any of those things generally, or only some of those things. So I'm thinking that's a bit odd because also YouTube has decided that I've got 14 more subscribers in the last 2 weeks, and yet I've lost 15 subscribers, and so doing these shows has actively destroyed my subscriber base. So thank you very much, you 3 people, including Michelle and Rick, for for still being here for me. And I had 3 people and one of them's gone. And if you are tuning in anytime and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you think it's really funny to unsubscribe, it's not. I'm just sitting here going, no! It's very stressful. Anyway, oh, I'm far away. You can see the whole guitar from there. That's not usually, I'm having to sit far away to get the whole vista of the dress in. The Vista dress. The dress of a Vista. Vista. It's a dress. I'm all dressed up. And I've tuned my guitar in a different way. It's a dress. I'm all dressed up. And it's almost the same as it should be now, instead of out of tune, which it was for the last 3 weeks. Like that, see? It's very nearly in tune. Sound almost like they should, but not quite. Because that would be no fun. Exactly as they're supposed to sound. Why would that be fun? But I'm not dressed up, and I've got nowhere to go except here to do my show. Whoa! And I'm going back to London on Tuesday, and I'm a bit regretful about that because I have to start work again. And have to go into work and do work, and work is really hard. I don't want to do work anymore. I want to sit here and wear stupid dresses and play my guitar really badly, which is what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks. But no, I have to go back to work. I don't know, London, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I don't know, I'll get back in the flow and I'll be like, oh, I like this is fine. But I will miss this, because this is the last but one show, the penultimate show, and then I'll just be going back to normal life. I recorded loads of video that I have not uploaded about walks. People like my walks and stuff. I did some walks, a canal and up a mountain, but I haven't got around to doing anything with it yet. But maybe next week, when I'm not doing these every day, there'll be a bit of breathing space and people might subscribe again and not trick me by unsubscribing straight away, which is, I think, probably what happened. It's like, ha, we subscribed, we've unsubscribed. So I don't honestly think it's gone up or down. Then again, my subscriber base was the same, more or less, for many years. I had a sort of clinic, that sounds clinical, with YouTube once. And they said, oh, look, your subscriber base will go over 4,000 soon. I'm like, no, because it never did in all those years. It just about has now. 4,000 gets you nothing, though, nothing, though, nothing. It's completely, it's sort of in between. It's not high enough to get anything seen. It's not low enough to be nobody. So you feel like you're somebody, but you're still nobody. I'm still nobody. I'm still nobody. So what do we want? Have we started the show yet? Not quite. I'm not even starting the show yet. This is just a preamble. An amble before the pre. A pre before the amble. And then I'll just amble, and ramble for the next 30 to 40 minutes. So, you know, the two of you are here. We've got a party, haven't we? A lovely party. It's nice. You can see things. Look, it's like a dream of genie thing. I can be do 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 do. Yeah, all sorts of things. Oh, what's that? Oh, another bit of net that came with that. I don't know what that is. I was trying to find a necklace. That's a lovely necklace, isn't it? A netty necklace. Yeah. So, what shall we do? 3 people that are here. 3 people's a party. And you are all here. Even though the chords are not. Because the chords are still all over the place. All over the place. Yes. I've sort of become attached to this guitar and I can't get rid of it and I can't put it down. It's just stuck to me like a piece of glue or chewing gum. Remember to press like, everybody. Just make me happy. Because they're going down. It's just incrementally down. It started off, oh, it's over 100. Oh, down and down and down. The more I do this, the fewer likes I get. Give us a twirl again. All right, then. That's what people wanted. That's what they get. They get twirling. Wow, this is sophisticated. Twirl. Wow. Oh, no, I'm dizzy. I'm not very good at Oh, I suddenly remember when I try twirling around, I get really, really, it's like, I think I've got an inner ear thing. I'm like, oh, no, sit down now for the rest of the show. I think that's as much twirl as I can manage. 3, thank you very much, everybody that's here has liked me. That's nice. It's the dress. I should wear this dress more often, and then people will click like and subscribe and go, dress, more dress to impress. Yes, that's all. That's what I've been missing this whole time. Oh, many years I've been at this, and I should have just worn a pussy dress and been at it. And that would have done it for me. And I shouldn't be surprised. Because that's what people like, is pretty things. And makeup tips. And bits of... Yes, that's what do I like the Rolling Stones? I do like the Rolling Stones. My parents are more Beatles people, and I know they always used to say, oh, the Beatles, not the Rolling Stones. Oh, the Beatles, not the Rolling Stones. They actually had a stand-up argument with some people a few doors down from us once, who argued that instead of a novelty, instead of the Beatles or the Rolling Stones, they said that the best one was Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart was better than the Beatles, they said, and my parents threatened to never speak to them again. Probably quite rightly too. But they are more Beatles people, because my parents are quite wheels are middle of the road, they're all over the road. They're up the road and down the road, and in the middle of the road, and up the road and down the road and down the road, and on the side of the road, and under the road, over the road, they're everywhere. Whereas the Rolling Stones are like Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones, they're more rocky. They're not like that. It's like, whoa, Rolling Stones. We are rolling, we are stones, we are stony Rolling Stones. Woo woo woo. Not to be confused with the hoo 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 hoo. Who I used to think were cool, and then I found out the sort of things I think, and I thought maybe I won't be a fan of the Who anymore. They were all before my time anyway. But I did have Tommy on DVD at one point. It's a good one. And Margaret and what's his name? Thingy What's It that was quite famous at one point. He was in the original Little Shop of Horrors. What's his name? Oh, I can't remember. He won Oscars. He was in The Witches of Eastwick. What's his name? That guy. He's in Tommy. Tommy, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Tommy? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Tommy? Tommy. Anyway, what's his name? That guy. I can't remember. You can't handle the truth. That guy. I've completely gone blank. That's from twirling around. My brain has just gone bashing about my head from twirling around. Now I can't remember the actors' names. Actors Jack Nicholson. That's him, Jack Nicholson. Not Jack Nicklaus, who I think is a golf bloke. Jack Nicholson. Of course it is Jack Nicholson. Nobody told me that. I just remembered it on my own. Woo. And of course I like the Kinks too. The Kinks. When I was at college I had a tape of all the Kinks' greatest hits. Cause they still had tapes back in that day. Tapes that got eaten up by the machines that you put them in. Yeah, greatest hits. That's the thing is, when you go to college and you discover new music, but the new music is actually old music. It's like I meet a lot of young people these days, and they go, oh, have you heard this fab new groovy tune? It's by this fab new groovy person called Elton John, or Queen, or the fab new groovy people. Oh, it's so groovy, have you heard it? It's by Nat King Cole, it's fab and groovy. And you're like, that's old music, old people's music. That's even before my time, old music. And they're like, oh no, it's new, how do you know it? And I go, oh, that's very, very sad, because if you wait long enough, it all comes round again, it all comes round again. No matter what you think that's out of style, and that's out of tune, and nobody will listen to that ever again, anytime soon. But then you wait long enough, and it comes back in style, and you go, oh no, and everybody thinks you're really cool again, because you got the same taste as a 6-year-old child, because a 6-year-old child has just discovered it, and it's new again. So that's why old people and very young people get on, but people in the middle go, ew, you're all so horrible. I don't like old people and don't like young people. But they're the people that are the best. Very young people, very old people, they get on the best. I do. I'm sort of in the middle. Not in the middle. I'm in the middle of the middle of the middle. But I get on with very, very old people and very, very young people. They're the best. The best, because you've got fresh ideas and old ideas that came before the ideas that came after them. And they were revolutionary in the olden days. Old people are the future, in a way. And that's why very young people get on with their grandparents as well, I think, because it's a load of fresh ideas and a load of ideas that have come round and they've come back into their time. Whereas everybody in the middle is still very, very fixed. I think towards the end of your life, you somehow go, and then you get all revolutionary again. I don't know. I might be talking out the top of my head, and I've only got 2 people left from talking out the top of my head. But you know, everything old is new again. Everything new is old again. Nobody's talking to me. I don't know whether that's because, can you see me? Nobody's talking. Stream of consciousness, it always is. Victorian music from 1895 will definitely make a comeback. Yes. definitely make a comeback. Ha ha ha. Yes, it will make a comeback. So yes, it's yes, because I rewrote when you remember when Tipping the Velvet was on a few years ago. I was working in TV journalism at the time, and I decided that I would that old-fashioned musical style. So I rewrote a song. Should I do it? Can I remember it? It's oh, 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 get me sideways, get me up the old Kent Road. I haven't had a think since 10:30. I won't be coming around again until we get to Big Ben. Oh, 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 I can't remember the rest of how it went, but oh, get me sideways, oh, get me sideways, get me up the old Kent Road. Anyway, it was something like that. I can't remember it now, but it was something like that. There's an echo. Echo, echo, echo. There might be an echo. Maybe it's the ghost. Oh, 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 get me sideways, get me up the old Kent Road. I haven't had a think since 5:30. I won't be coming around again until we have a jive. Oh, it's all the times coming together. A jive. A jive is from the 1950s. It's not even in the same time period. No, because that's what your time travellers do. Go up and down and round and round the asses. I got really into like Victorian music hall because at the time I think I was writing a novel about, because I went to the London Museum and I saw this very much like this. I think this has influenced me greatly. There was a guy called Walter Lambert, and he was a ventriloquist. Now his act was a big act at the time. What he sort of had early animatronics, really, I think it was. He would make, I've said this many a time, I think, but he's fascinating. He made puppets that were very realistic. They had human hair and teeth. This has not got human hair and teeth, as you can see. This is not human hair. I'm really hoping it's not human hair. I've got some human hair somewhere here. There's some human hair. I can't find the human hair. I've definitely got some. Well, that's fallen off. Anyway, Walter Lambert. There's some human hair. It doesn't fit it. Yeah. Walter Lambert. He loves you. Yeah. It's on your head. Good point. Boom, boom. Yes, Walter Lambert. Now, he was a ventriloquist, and he had the dummies. People would, and he had this very elaborate act where all these sort of people were in bed, sick, right? And a beautiful buxom nurse would come on, right, and treat the people, and the people would sit up, and the people would talk, and the people would walk around, and they were all a bit creepy. And the beautiful buxom nurse, it turned out, was the ventriloquist, because Walter Lambert was the beautiful buxom nurse that performed under the name Lydia Dreams. So it turned out like the old man that sat up in bed was just a puppet, and the little boy that was so sick in the corner was just a puppet. And beautiful nurse Lydia Dreams. So it's a complicated act, and he made the puppets, and they were scary puppets. He did the voices for the puppets. The puppets moved around as if of their own volition, and he was also a drag act that was dressed up like a beautiful buxom nurse. He was also a painter. He did a big picture about, I think it was called Fame or Popularity. That's it. Popularity, a big vista of all the music hall people that were at the time very famous, and Lydia Dreams was in the corner, observing all these people, and they were all in the Lambeth Roads in Lambeth. They were where all the agents of the time, the big agents, were. Anyway, so I was very interested in all of this stuff at the time. So I think that was what got me. Why I was like, oh yes, the music hall. Love to do music hall. Yeah, Vesta Tilly and Vesta Victoria and Vesta other Vestas. Lots of Vestas. Vesta Swan. That's matches backwards. Swan Vesta matches. Matches. Oh, that's another thing. Matches. You know that matches were invented after the lighter. Unbelievable. So people had lighters, and then they got the very handy matches. You think matches have been around for way longer than lighters, but oh no. like time travel, you see. Backwards, everything's backwards. Everything old is new again. Anyway, where was I? I don't know. Where were we going with this show? It's just about, Jess, do you dance with bananas? I think that was Josephine Baker, or it might have been, she's not musical. She was more cabaret in the Paris nightlife. And probably also in Harlem. Renaissance in Harlem. Or you might be thinking of Carmen Miranda, who was South American, but I think she was actually Portuguese or something like that. Carmen Miranda. Carmen Miranda had bananas on her hair, though. I think Josephine Baker danced with the bananas. Carmen Miranda had them on her head. So many things you can do with bananas. But you're dressing up in bananas, then they're very versatile as a fruit. Very versatile fruit of bananas. You can put them wherever you want. A skirt, a hat, a little piece of jewellery, some lovely sleeves. Who knows what you can do? It's all, yes, that's entertainment. It's all entertainment. They all blend into one, don't they? All the time, it's blended into one. Everything old is new again. But now we are in medieval times now, and I've got a lute. This is a lute. See, before long we'll have medieval plain song back again. That was big in the 90s though. Do you remember there was a very brief period of time where everybody was singing a medieval plain song over a electronic background? It was very, so it does the lighters. Yeah, exactly. You had to look it up, didn't you? But I was right. Lighters first. And then the matches, and then the matches were such a wonderful invention. And so versatile and handy. Oh, look at the matches. What a brilliant invention were the matches. But before that, they had tinder boxes. Tinder boxes, very made famous from the fairy tale about the tinder box. I can't remember anything else except a man had a tinder box and there was some sort of wishes involved, probably. And oh, another thing in the tinder box. Tinder boxes. We still get those now. They're in your phone. You get a date from your tinder boxes. Yeah, everything old is new again. It comes around. It all comes around in the end. Whatever you think, oh, that's old-fashioned. No, no, no. It will all come back. That's the thing. People that were famous way back in the day, and then they, like in Sunset Boulevard, she was waiting for a time. I think Gloria Swanson was only 50 when that was made, which these days is nothing, but in those days that was ancient. If you were 50, you may as well have been in your grave. So she played a famous movie star that had been big in the day, and she was all silent movie stars, and then she wasn't famous, and she was hoping for the day that she would come back. Now these days you do come back because you've got reality TV and all sorts. You wait long enough, very much like buses, your fame will come back. But if you never had fame, then it will never come back. So I'm buggered, because I never had it, so I can't get it again. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Never mind, maybe I'll be like Jessica Tandy. Jessica Tandy did not get an Oscar until she was in her 70s or 80s. Or maybe I'll be like Margaret Rutherford, who didn't even go to drama school till she was 32. And then she was big in her 60s and 70s. Oh yes. Or maybe, I don't know, Joyce Grenfell, who was admittedly dead by 69, but she was quite famous in her 50s and her 60s. So maybe I just have to wait and I'll be famous like Grandma Moses, who was a big famous painter in her 80s, and P.D. James, was it P.D. James? I don't know, there's definitely a few very famous writers who didn't start writing till that. Oh, the one that wrote the Master and Commander series. Master and Commander, not Master and Commando. Different thing altogether. He was big when he was old. Can't remember his name though. So I'll just have to wait, bide my time and get it. Helen Mirren didn't make it till wasn't really famous till later in her life, and now she's a big deal, and so is, who else? Ian McKellen, that's it. So I'm going to be like Ian McKellen, and I'm going to wait for the time when I'm famous, and I'll get a big beard, and I'll play a wizard in a film, and then I'll be really famous as a wizard in a film. A wizard in a film. Oh yes, a wizard in a film. Yes, I'm going to be famous as a wizard in a film. That's what's going to happen to me. Yay, yay, yay. I don't need to worry, just bide my time. When I'm 180, I'll suddenly be famous. Oh, and that's another thing, yes. Mary Calmore, the French geriatric patient person, she was 121 or 22, and that was why she was famous, because she was very old. So maybe I'll be famous for being very old if I'm lucky. Is that lucky? I don't know, because everybody knows gone away a long time ago. But she was famous for saying she sold some pencils to Van Gogh. Van Gogh if you're American, Van Gogh if you're British, Van Gogh or something similar if you are Dutch. Anyway, but it turns out she was making that up, and she never sold pencils to Van Gogh or Van Gogh or Van Gogh or anyone similar. She just made it up because he might have visited her village. And I heard another thing, that she might not even have been 123, that she might have actually been her own daughter, if you know what I mean, because her daughter died. Possibly her daughter didn't die. Possibly she was only about 89 and she was making it all up. But if she wasn't making it all up, she was very famous for being old. And if she was making it all up, she was still very famous for being old. So that's fine. She was still very famous towards the end of her life. And that's the important thing, isn't it? Don't know whether she got much out of being famous. Fame in itself. Fame is the spur. I don't know whether being famous is in itself a goal. Because I used to always say, I want to be famous for doing something interesting. And people go, why do you want to be famous? Fame is rubbish. Why do you want to be famous? I'm like, I don't want to be a celebrity because a celebrity is famous for doing nothing. I've just told you I want to be famous for doing something. So I should do something. But I can't do anything. So that's where my plan falls apart. Yes, that's when my plan falls apart. Because I can't do anything, really. Well, have a go. Because life's short, isn't it? Even if you live for 122, it's still not long enough. So you have to do everything. That's it. It's like, I know when I wanted to do drama in college, and I wanted to do art as well, and I wanted to do English, and I wanted to do... What else did I do? That's all I did. I thought that was reasonable, and they said, no, you can't do all of these things. You can't do all of these things. You have to think of one thing that you don't want to do, and then you have to give all the other things up. And I said, no, I can do it all. And I failed all my exams. No, I didn't fail all my exams. They were probably right. I couldn't do it all, but I wanted to do it all. I wanted to do it all. And I did try. Because you've got to try. So you do this thing, and then you do this other thing, or you do all the things all at once, or just like throwing spaghetti against the wall to see if it sticks. There's other things, other metaphors that aren't quite as nice. Anyway, just blah. It's like, do all the things. This is my life advice. Not good life advice, but it is life advice. Do all the things that your heart desires. Do all the things that you want to do. Even if you're no good at them, because the thing is, nobody's good at something straight away. If you're good at something straight away, then you probably won't get any better at it, because you've got no reason to. If you're sort of reasonably good at something, then you just, that's good enough. But if you're really terrible at something, that's the thing you should pursue. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep following that dream, going over that rainbow, jumping up and down and going, I know that I am not perfect, but I am learning, and everything is learning. And the moment you stop learning is the moment then you give up and there's no point anymore. So if you're terrible at something, that's the best thing to be, because that always means that there's room for improvement. And no matter how terrible you are, you can only get better. You might not get better, you might get worse, but you could get better. But if you're really good at something, you can work on it, make yourself better at it, and you sometimes can get really, really, really good at it, but you might just sort of stay mediocre. So being bad at something is not a reason to give up. And also, do everything, because life is, as I said, very short. And the more things that you do and the more avenues you pursue, even if you don't get anywhere with them, you've had a fulfilling life. You've done all the things. You've seen all the sights. Sprinkling fairy dust on your life here. Advice from an old timer. Yes, advice from an old timer. I'm really good at what you do. Thank you very much. That's very kind. And what do? I don't know. I just sit here and say it's a show. And that's what I do. Ooh, ooh, cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. What's up? Maybe one day I'll learn to play the guitar. Or one day I will go really quite far. One day I'll do what I am, and I'll be a massive star. Oh, one day I'll go too far. Oh, one day I'll sing the highest note that anybody's heard, and then I'll die like a dying swan. This is my swan song, because I've gone wrong, because it's too high for my range, and I sound like an idiot. But I'll go very high, and I'll go very I don't think that's as low as I go. How low can you go? How low? How low, low? This is a low, but I think I go lower than this. Oh, low, low. I think that's about as low as I go. I don't think I can go any lower than that. I can try. Old man river, old man river. Oh no, man, I can't go very low. I'm trying. I'm so trying. It's so first laugh. Well, it's difficult to make people laugh, isn't it? It's so hard, and I'm not very artful. Art is a thing that we do with our lives. With our lives, with our lives. Life is an art, and art is the life that we live. Make your whole life an art, and well, really, there's not much that rhymes with art. I can think of something that rhymes with art, but I'm not going to say that word. It's a heart! You thought I was going to say something else. You thought that the part of the art was a heart. Smart. But it wasn't where I was going to go at all. No, I was not going to say that word, 'cause that's a child. this is very clear from anyone that looks at me, but probably not anyone that talks to me. I was thinking the other day, actually, I don't know whether I've grown up yet. I remember when I was about 19 going, I'll be a grown up soon. And then I was like, am I grown up yet? And then I kept thinking, am I a grown up yet? And now I'm thinking, I'm probably never going to get to be a grown up. I'm not sure why I would want to be a grown up, but I don't think I am yet. Which is not a bad thing, really. Because a grown-up's got lots of responsibilities and has to do things that are important, and why would you want to do that? Stay a child forever! Stay a child forever! Haha, yes, exactly, always be a child! Be a child! Be a child! All the world! That could go quite dark, actually, don't think about that. Child! Childe Harold to the dark tower went. That's a Byron poem, isn't it? Childe Harold to the dark tower went. I don't know the rest of it. Might actually be a Shelley poem. It's a poem of some description. Somebody had it, you know. Not as good as some of the poems. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toes did gyre and gimble in the wave, or mimsy were the photographs of the mole rats that grave. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he saw, till rested he by a tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came quickly through the turkey wood, and babbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the vorpal sword went snick-snack. He left it dead, and with his head he went lumping back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come from her arms, my friend, just by your fracture stay, colloquially he chortled in her joy. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Hast thou slain the Jabberwock? You say the first verse again after that, but now I've forgotten the first verse. Do you want to join in with me? Stream of Something show. It's always been the Stream of Something show, but this is an actual poem about the Jabberwock. And I've forgotten the first verse that ends the whole thing, so you have to join in. What's the subject tonight? Well, what's the subject any night? So far it's been everything coming around again, history repeating itself, me wearing a lovely dress, mostly it's just me wearing a lovely dress. That's the theme for tonight, lovely dress, and all about life and what you make of it. Yes, Jabberwock, the Jabberwock. Nobody's helping me. What's the first verse of the Jabberwock? Nobody. I've gone completely blank and I went jumping back. Yes, so basically, as always, the theme of the show is the theme of the show. It's been 39 minutes, but I started early, so I should go on and on and on and on and on and on. I just realised that on and on sounds like an on and on and on and on and on. I don't want to sing about and on and on and on and on and on and on. Anon is the most famous writer and producer of anything in the whole world. Most things are produced by Anonymous, but not the one that claims all the stupid stuff lately. Anonymous. Anon the mouse. Yes, that's probably who it is. I'm not feeling very well today. Probably yes. I'm just feeling a little bit sort of and maybe forlorn. Maybe it's the end of the summer. End of the summer. End of the summer. 'Twas brillig. Yes, exactly. 'Twas brillig and the slimy toasty clarinet, Belinda Wavell, Mixie with the barbers and the mockgrass our grave. Thank you very much for helping me, because I wasn't going to remember that on my own accord, because I've gone blank from twirling around at the beginning of the show. Yes, exactly. And I feel safe with Lewis Carroll, because Lewis Carroll's very much out of copyright, so I can get away with that. Yes, exactly. I tell you what though, my father sat in the corner the other day and said to my mum, have we got any mock turtle soup? And my mum's like, a mock turtle soup? When have you ever had a mock turtle soup? And he's like, oh, I've had mock turtle soup. And I'm like, what the creamy cress is mock turtle soup? And I know there's a mock turtle in Lewis Carroll, but what is it? And it turns out that mock turtle soup, because they used to have green turtle soup and then all the turtles got decimated, all the turtles got eaten, and then they thought, we probably shouldn't do this anymore, it's very expensive and there are no more turtles. So mock turtle soup is basically the brains of cows all mushed up with Madeira wine and beef stock and all sorts of nonsense. And apparently this was actually something that people bought until recently. Heinz actually had cans of mock turtle soup. It sounds hideous. Brain soup, basically. It's like, why would you eat brain soup? Why on earth would you eat brain soup? Somebody else said also that apparently until recently there was a soup that they used to be able to get called brown Windsor soup. And it used to be, apparently in the 40s and 50s and 60s in Britain, every time they were trying to think of a funny food, they go, it's the brown Windsor soup. It's like, what on earth is brown Windsor soup? And apparently brown Windsor soup never actually existed. Even though Jamie Oliver has recreated brown Windsor soup, he made it up because it doesn't really exist, and it never did. Apparently there was white Windsor soup, which was some sort of creamy soup that Queen Victoria liked, but brown Windsor soup was a made up thing, made to sound stupid. But it's no more stupid than mock turtle soup, which was a real thing, which sounds more unlikely. Mock turtle soup, no, I will not have your mock turtle soup. I will not eat the soup today. I will not eat it any day. Augustus Gloop, who ate no soup. Augustus Gloop is not the name of him. Augustus ate no soup, and then he faded away. I can't remember the rest of the thing. But there was definitely a song or a thing about somebody that had no soup. And as a result, did not have anything. But if he wanted mock turtle soup, he did want mock turtle soup. And he didn't eat the mock turtle soup, and I'm with him with that. So it's better to fade away than have mock turtle soup as your only meal. Why would you eat that? No. The only soup that anyone should eat lentil soup, that's nice. Maybe mushroom soup, that's nice. And maybe at a pinch tomato soup, but tomato soup's a bit weird. But maybe not any other soup. Maybe some sort of spicy Chinese soup, wonton soup, that's nice. And that's some soup. Yes. But not mock turtle soup. And definitely not brown Windsor soup, which is non-existent anyway. Okay, what's the time? Have I got, it's only 5 parts. We can do a little bit longer, can't we? Yes, you're sticking with me. You're sticking with me. Because I'm made out of glue. We know that's, I'm sticking with you because you're made out of glue. That's what it is. La la la, bacon flavour soda. What? No. Although I like bacon flavour Crispies and bacon flavour things. I don't like real bacon, but I like bacon flavour things. But I think bacon flavour soda might be a step too far. I like fake bacon, but not in a drink. Definitely not in a drink. That sounds unlikely to be down my alley. Oh no. Oh no. Hedgehog flavour crisps, yes. In the 1980s, I think they had in this country hedgehog crisps. Hedgehog crisps. They weren't really hedgehog crisps, but if you bought them, they would give money to hedgehogs, and that's how they got you. They were made out of hedgehogs, but they didn't really taste of hedgehogs. But they did benefit hedgehogs, but I don't think they sell them anymore. At least I haven't seen them recently. There's a lot of things that used to Spangles. They used to sell Spangles. There used to be a flavour of Spangles that I used to sometimes get when I was a child that was like evil flavour Spangles. I don't even know what it was. It was like medicine. And you get some Spangles were like, they were like little square sweets, right? And some of them were like nice fruit flavoured. And they were quite nice. But the ones that I always ended up getting, they just tasted like cough medicine. And cough medicine's nice if you've got a cough. You're like, yummy cough medicine. But not when you want an actual candy sweet thing. So Spangles were evil. Spangles were evil. But also Revels used to have lots of different flavours. And people say the one that they really hate was the coffee. But I liked the coffee. But the coconut wasn't so great. Actually, I quite liked the coconut, but my brother didn't like the coconut, and I got confused and thought it was me that didn't like coconut. But I do like coconut. It's the orange ones that were the worst, although actually, in retrospect, they weren't so bad. Actually, they might have been quite nice. I don't know why they were called Revels. Can you still get them? But I like the coffee, and I know that. And also, when you get a box of chocolates, I used to like the cracknel ones, and nobody likes the cracknel ones. Cracknel ones were like a sort of brittle toffee thing. It wasn't quite toffee. It wasn't quite anything. And it was sort of peanutty. Don't think they have peanuts in boxes of chocolates anymore, because everybody's got allergies. But I've probably got a peanut allergy. To be honest, I did my genes tested and it says, you've probably got peanut allergy. I'm like, probably, because I used to like, as a special treat when I was a child, I used to like peanut butter and then not like peanut butter and then like it and then not like it, which is probably a tip-off. But as a special treat, on a Saturday sometimes, we go down to town and I'd go, I want peanuts. And then I'd get a gigantic bag of peanuts, like that big, and I would sit in the back of the car and I would eat all the peanuts. And then I would have a blinding headache for about 3 days. So I'm thinking probably that peanuts aren't really my thing. Peanuts. That. I realised that sounded like something else then. I did 48 minutes. It's been 48 minutes, it has, but I started very early. So it's a long one. Oh, I'm just stretching myself here because I'm lying on my legs in my ballet dress. It's like a ballet dress, isn't it? It is 48 minutes, but it's not been past. I started at a little bit earlier. So I will wrap this up now because I think I've worn out everybody's time. People have got lives to go to, things to see. It's a Saturday night, for crying out loud. It's for me anyway. It's probably, oh no, I've just torn this dress. Never mind. That was inevitable, wasn't it? Just, I'm fairly accident prone. All right then. Well, I will see you again tomorrow for the final show, the finale. La la la. I should have saved this dress for that. But penultimate's better than final because you've still got another one to go. Yay! Lucky you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Sean. Thank you, Bohem. Thank you, James. Thank you, who else is here? Michelle. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Fox. Thank you. Look la 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 la. Anyone else here? Terry, thank you. Can't see anyone else here. That's it. That's all of you. If I've missed somebody, Warren, thank you. And Spinach, yay! Thank you, everyone. Got my eyes right close up to the place then. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.